All right, we want to find the angle between 0 and 2 pi in radians that is coterminal with the angle 29 over 10 pi in radians. So we need to look at a definition here. Coterminal. So coterminal, two angles being coterminal, and in comparison to 29 over 10 pi, a coterminal angle to 29 over 10 pi is where they end at the same position around the unit circle. And you should know that a unit circle, a complete revolution of the unit circle, is 2 pi. So if it ends at the same place, like sort of like the angle, or something similar to that is like the time on a clock, like a 12-hour clock, and looking at the position of the hour, the minute and hour hand. Essentially, we're looking at the same exact position, the same time, and it repeats every 12 hours, right? So in this case, a full revolution instead of 12 hours is 2 pi. So if we wanted to find a coterminal angle to 29 over 10 pi that is in between 0 and 2 pi, we need to add or subtract 2 pi, or a full rotation, until the angle is in between 0 and 2 pi. So, first off, between 0 and 2 pi, what would that be equivalent to? If you're thinking of, okay, like, well, we might want to look at this with a denominator of 10, like the angle that we're considering. So 0 is quite simply 0. So 0 is 0. But 2 pi would be 20 pi over 10. So it needs to be in between 0, and we'll call it some angle theta, and 20 pi over 10. That's the angle we're looking for with the denominator of 10. So 29 over 10 pi is too far out this direction. 29 over 10 pi. It's too far out that direction. But what we can do is we can subtract 2 pi from 29 over 10 pi, and it might put us in that range that we're looking for. So we can take 29 over 10 pi and subtract 2 pi. Or in other words, we could do 29 over 10 pi and subtract 20 over 10 pi, and that would be equivalent to 9/10 pi. Okay, now this should be the same angle. It should look identical. It's a coterminal angle because it is the same exact positioning, the angle within the unit circle. So, and that's comparing these two angles right here. So, are we now in between 0 and 2 pi? Well, notice that 0 is less than, 0 is less than 9 over 10 pi, but that is also less than 20 over 10 pi, or 2 pi. So now we're within 0 and 2 pi, and it is the coterminal angle. So that is our solution. And notice if we were to subtract an additional 2 pi, we would then be in the negatives because we would be subtracting 20 over 10 pi, which would put us at a negative 11 over 10. So there should be one coterminal angle within 0 and 2 pi, the standard unit circle. So we found it, 9 over 10 pi. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and I am more than happy to help.